What's up, PlayStation Universe? Thanks for tuning in for another one of our E3 2016 coverage videos where we react to the games that we saw, played, or otherwise heard about on the show floor of E3. Ernest Lynn, fellow senior editor and social media guru, is here to tell me about Let It Die, the latest from Suda51, right?
Yep, so he's producing it, and it's under development, in development at his studio, Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Right.
Yep.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Lollipop Chainsaw, Killer's Dead,
Yes.
stuff like that, yeah.
All those kind of things. Great. So what did you, walk me through what you saw in the demo, but also what kind of game is Let It Die? Does it bear any similarities to his past work?
Definitely. If you've played any of those, it's pretty similar. It's sort of action, just brawling type game, third-person camera. It's pretty violent. There's just cartoony gore and stuff like that. It's a free-to-play title, and I think a lot of people aren't aware of that.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
And I think also there's a lot of people who know it by its original project name, Lily Bergamo.
Yes, Adam's nodding in the distance.
Yeah,
he knows.
Yeah, right. So, they're making it free-to-play. They partnered with Gung Ho to publish it.
Okay.
And so they have experience in that free-to-play space, being the publisher of a lot of mobile games.
Right.
Most famously, the Puzzle and Dragons series, which has been popular in Asia and worldwide.
Oh, that's Gung Ho also.
Yeah.
So what about it makes it a Suda51 game?
You've just got that quick, easy to jump in action gameplay that's really dark, but having that contrast art style. So it's got those really deep colors and thick lines, just wacky humor. So you actually start out
a certain brand of dark humor, right?
right. So actually, your character starts out, and you can be either a guy or a girl, and you're just naked, just briefs or something. I assume the female would also have a bra or something on top, and so you have to go and find loot crates that'll have clothes and stuff and armor. So you pick those up and you go around killing just monsters and stuff. There is a PvP component to it, and I think that's what they're hoping to drive the long-term life of this game, especially being free to play.
Did you get any flavor of that, either a presentation or actual playable time with the multiplayer element?
I didn't. In my interview, which is going to be transcribed and posted live on PSU sometime either late this week or next week.
Interview with the game's composer, right?
Or was composer and also Suda51,
awesome.
and then also the Gung Ho CEO.
Great.
Just getting some perspective on it. That they're trying to make the PvP a unique part of it, and hoping that keeps people playing and having them fight each other. They're not really doing any clan support because they want it to be a certain way. They were kind of vague on why they were not doing clans. They just said
it's counter to the vision, maybe.
Right. It's just not the type of game that they want to make, where there's just kind of, gang clan warfare.
Yeah, that's fair. So beyond just being a Suda game in the true tradition of his dark comedy and all the other trademark elements, what other kind of gamer do you think the game's going to appeal to? Anyone outside of Suda's realm, like the genre fans maybe, or any other element that's appealing there?
I could see people who are just into sort of a cartoony, gory action game. People who are looking for just something different for a multiplayer game, just because I can't think of anything that's quite comparable. So,
nice.
Yeah, I think, and they did specify that they're going to be rolling out DLC and content to try and keep the game going.
Always appreciated.
Right. They said it'll be hard. They said they're gonna try their best, because they made the example of they can spend hours on something. They could work 24 hours a day and work on something that could be finished in a day, by a player. So it's always finding that right.
Brutally honest.
Right.
You gotta appreciate that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, they're just trying to find, I think they're going to try to find a schedule to release this stuff out to keep players playing.
And there's one last thing. I know that Lollipop Chainsaw had kind of a scoring system on its levels to really judge the player as they were going along. Is there anything like that in Let It Die, or are we just kind of linearly playing through these story missions?
I'm trying to remember, because I only played briefly, but I do believe there's probably some sort of scoring. I didn't finish a whole get a chance to finish the whole level. So I didn't.
Was it hard?
Break that. It wasn't very hard. There's a lot of different items and abilities, and I think a lot of variety. There's different poisons and different items you can throw to have your enemies go and say there's like a poisonous piece of food that you could throw out and they can go eat it and die. So just some like really weird oddball stuff that we would expect from a Suda 51 game. One question I asked them was, we see games such as like Final Fantasy 15 that are really trying to cater to an international audience, and they're being very mindful of Western audience, and whether or not with this game, if Suda 51 and the crew were thinking about do we want to make it very appealing to the Westerner? Like, is that a huge focus? And they didn't really give off any particular bias or target. They were like going for like Japanese.
They're just doing their thing, huh?
Yeah, we're just like, we just want to make a game and make it fun for everyone. And so if we succeed in that, then it doesn't matter.
Well, there's something to be said maybe for just an organic development process that naturally lends itself to a game that can be enjoyed by a mass audience, not just specifically focusing on these cultural elements and these cultural elements. So it's worked for Sue in the past. He's been able to build a fan following on that alone. So,
it's true.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing your thoughts on Let It Die. Let us know what you thought of all of Suda 51's work and whether you're excited for Let It Die in the comments of our video or the article, wherever you're watching this. And stay tuned for more E3 2016 coverage from PlayStation Universe. Thanks, guys.